guys, welcome back to the channel. Got an interesting video here for you guys today. I was just going through some of my stash. You can see some of the stuff back there. I was going through some of my vintage stuff, which is basically a bunch of kits I have from the 80s. And I found something interesting, which I thought you guys might get a kick out of seeing. And I'm going to show that to you along with some brand new stash ads of some cool stuff that I just got in. So let's take a look here, because something really interesting I found. Some vintage kit that made me feel like I was Indiana Jones digging through the ancient ruins to find some lost treasure. So let's check this out. Now, as I was going through my stash, just looking at it, because I like to go through the old stuff every once in a while and just marvel at how cool our hobby really is and all of these old kits. And look what I found. This is the Star Trek Klingon battle cruiser from the, I want to say it's the early 90s. Now, I didn't even realize I still had this. And when I ran across it, I was like, wow, I gotta take a look at this. Now, imagine my surprise when I opened it up. And we're going to do that right now. We're going to unbox this kit. And I'm looking in here, and then I thought, wait a minute. Is this empty? I don't even remember ever building or working on this kit. But apparently, at one point, I did. I actually started this thing and apparently never finished it. This has been in the box, has to be since the early 90s. All of the parts are here. I mean, it's just crying to be put back together. And I'm really liking what I did with this. So I will be putting this back together. I wish I had built this now, as I would have lit this. This is a model that's crying to be lit up. But not going to happen now. But I am going to put it back together. As you can see, I did a little bit of weathering on it. All sorts of detail paint. I was really wasn't coming out too bad from what I can see here. But I will be doing a lot more detail work on this and quite a bit more weathering on it. So as we see here, we have the main body, the command, I forget what they call this. We have our warp nacelles are in here. Our instructions, which is pretty cool. We even the decals are in here. Don't know how good any of them are, but we're going to try them anyway and just see what happens. But I do not remember building this at all. I mean, let me ask you guys, you ever run into something that you started years ago and you don't even remember ever working on? But I do like the color. I like the weathering. I'm really digging whatever I was doing with this. Not only that, but then I also found, for some reason or another, there is a t-shirt in here. After Hours. In Soho, New York. Going to assume it's some sort of a 1989, some sort of a club, bar, restaurant that I used to frequent when I lived in New York way back then. So don't know why that's in there, but it is. But I think it's a pretty cool find and a pretty cool relic, and we will be restoring this kit and finishing it up after more than 20 years. So I thought that would be something that you guys would find interesting, as I thought it was pretty cool to find something that I started so long ago and never finished. And I get a chance to finish it now. Alright, now we're going to move on to some stash ads. Now, went to my local Hobby Lobby and decided to pick up a couple things. Of course, they were having their 40% off sale, so I had to pick up this brand new release from MPC, or should I say re-release, as it's a rebox of the old Toyota Super Kit. But I had to pick this up as I was really looking forward to this as soon as I heard Round 2 announce that they were releasing it. It's a very cool kit, allows you to build it with the flared fenders or all stock. I'm probably going to build it all stock, as I just think it's a neat, it's always been one of my favorite cars. And I just think it's a good looking car, all stock. So it really doesn't need all of these flared fenders or anything like that. So that will be on the channel at some point. The next thing we picked up, as you all know, I do love me some Gundam. So this ARC 78 Gundam Mark II, which is a really cool looking Gundam. Take a look at that. I really love the earlier style of the Gundams, and they're really mechanical shapes. You know, not so super robot-y like the newer generations of Gundams, and more machine-like. That's superhero, more machine. So that is a very cool design, so I had to have it as soon as I saw it. Now, this next one, this is really cool. I saw this kit really in Hobby Lobby a while back, and every time I went to get it, it was gone, sold out. And I've been on the hunt for this kit, this next kit, for the longest time. And that is the Monogram M48A2 patent tank. Now, I'm not really a tank builder or an armor guy unless it's like sci-fi stuff. But the reason I wanted this is because this is my earliest memory. I've got to find out when this was originally released. As I remember building this, one of my earliest model building memories was of this kit. And the reason I remember it is because of this love bug decal that goes on the hull of the tank. And this guy right here in the top of the tank. As I remember painting him and putting it together and putting him in there and having a little trouble having him fit right. Oh, and this guy here, the driver. I have memories of this kit being one of the earliest that I've ever built. And as soon as I saw that this was being re-released again, I just had to get one. And I've been on a hunt for it, but every time I would go to Hobby Lobby, it was sold out. And I got lucky. I went there today, and they got it. And this is definitely going to be probably one of the few armored kits that's not sci-fi related that will be on the channel. And I can't wait to get into this. I mean, I was just blown away with the memories that came back as soon as I saw the box art on this. And I just had to jump right on it. I don't remember anything about the quality of the kit. I just remember the image in my head of the finished kit and of painting the figures, putting them in the kit itself, and just how cool I thought it was way back when. So I am going to be doing a little look back on Scalemates and see exactly what the lineage of this kit is when it comes time to build it. Alright, now let's move on to the next stuff that I got. Okay guys, this here is one of my vintage kits. This is an original Destroid monster from Ari from the Macross TV series. And this is a vintage kit This has got to be about 1983, 84 that it was released. I've always wanted to build this thing as I love the design of this mech, but I've never been able to bring myself to build this particular one. It's the only one I have. It's an all original kit. Everything's in there, and it's been killing me to not build it. Well, just recently I was surfing the interwebs and looking to see what was available out there as far as anything anime mecha related, and I just happened to run across this little guy. A brand new release, or I don't know about exactly brand new, but it is a release of the exact same mech, the Destroid monster, but in 1/200th scale as opposed to 1/160th. So it is a little bit smaller, but it is by Bandai, and knowing Bandai quality the way I do, it's going to be an amazing build, and I'm sure that the details are going to be incredible on it. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm finally going to get a chance to build one of my favorite mechs of all time, and I can do it without tearing into my vintage Destroid monster kit, as I suffer from a little bit of that same ailment that Matt at Model Car Video does, in which case that when I see a vintage kit, it just kills me to take it apart and build it, because once it's built, that's it, it's gone. And now I get the chance to build it and save it. So this is going to be on the channel definitely, and we'll do a little comparison of the two while we're at it. So anyway, after I found this, I decided to take another little peek around and see if there was anything else that may have been re-released from Macross. And then I found this guy, the Destroid Spartan. Another one that I've wanted for a very long time, and thanks to Bandai, it is now available again. It's in 1/72nd scale, so I'm really looking forward to building this guy. It's kind of tall, that's why I have to put him sideways here. So I decided, let me just take a look and see if by any chance the last of the trio that I have been wanting for years is available, and yes, it is the Destroid Defender. Another one that I wanted for so long. Let me see if I can pull back the camera here so you guys can see the whole thing. I have wanted this guy, another of my favorite mechs of all time, and as soon as I saw it was available, this is from the Macross 40th anniversary series. And as soon as I saw that it was available, I jumped right on it. So now all of the major mechs from Macross are ready for me to start putting together. So I am very happy with this, as basically this entire stash ad is just a walk down memory lane, because I used to buy these anime mech kits back in the 80s, and I'd run down to Waku and Company down on Mott Street in Manhattan, in Chinatown, and go through their entire selection. They used to import all of these anime mech kits, and that's where I picked up most of them. Or Forbidden Planet in New York. If you guys are from New York, for anybody from New York, you'll know Forbidden Planet. And they were the hotbeds of the Japanese anime import model kits. So this, along with the Patton tank and that Klingon cruiser, this entire stash ad is just a trip down memory lane. And I'm really glad that I took this little trip. So you guys are going to take it with me too as we start building. So let's get on this. So next year we're going to start bringing some of these memories to life. All right, guys, that's it for now. Those are all my stash ads, and I will see you on the next one.